I'll do the whole possum thing. Welcome back to the podcast.
As you can see, Hano is all here,
Yeah,
very much with us today.
I had a late start, early morning. Welcome back to episode 16.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is it?
number 16. Yeah. So a lot has happened this week,
Yeah.
but yes,
Uh-huh.
like our weekly recap. So
I think that's already a podcast.
that maybe I don't know. Don't watch many podcasts.
You watch more than me.
Yes, I watch like 5.
I watch one sometimes.
Uh,
I participate in one sometimes.
so we're gonna talk about Twitter, Netflix, and how it's just gonna destroy itself. The day before update, a new video game called Poglings, which hey, it's pretty cool. And what else? Uh, we have something else.
There is another one.
Oh, the Mr.Beast.
Oh, there you got it.
There
Good
you
job,
go.
buddy.
Yeah, I told you. So, uh, let's get on with the whole situation first. How are you?
I'm more awake than you,
Yes, you are.
which honestly isn't saying much.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty tired. But hey, it's all good. We're recording this not on a Sunday, so it's not. So we don't have a Last of Us.
No, not yet. That'll be next week. We'll
Yeah.
probably be a week behind on our episodes.
They say that as their magna opus.
You've been saying that a lot lately.
It's because I've been seeing that video a lot pop up, and they're saying it's like the best episode. They said
There's
that
3 episodes,
I know,
so
but they
I'm just
said,
saying, like, that's not.
but but I feel like everyone's saying that this episode or this whole season peaked, and that was their peaking point.
But we don't know that yet. It's
Yeah,
so early on into the season. We don't know if this might be the best so far, but that doesn't mean that this was like the top tier
yeah,
best episode of all time. They could outdo themselves.
they could.
They could
So
do even better.
it's good, but it could be better. You know what I mean? That I
Oh
just showed you
yeah,
an hour
oh yeah.
ago. Yeah.
It
So
wasn't even an hour ago. It was like 10 minutes ago.
no, it was been that. I don't know. My mind is running slow.
I've been over at your house for almost 2 hours.
Oh, nice. So, but yes, yeah. So, Last of Us will be updated. So, but speaking of zombies, though, we did get an update for uh the day before the game. They released a 10-minute gameplay to show that they're still alive. I don't know anything. People are like still skeptical about that. Maybe they just
I know
posted it.
nothing about this. I think I said that last time we spoke about it. Last time we spoke about it is all I know about it.
It's either going to be a nice train wreck or it's just going to be a wildfire where it's going to be controlled, where people are like, I guess it's still released.
I'm gonna enjoy watching this from the sidelines and just kind of see how it goes for everyone else.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what I am. Because I mean, I didn't invest in the game either, like most people have. They kicked because it was a Kickstarter and everything.
Oh, that's how you know it was a scam.
Yeah, so but I don't know. Like people's, but like they showed off another 10-minute trailer gameplay to prove they're like, hey, this was a day before. I'm pretty sure they just had the parts that they cut out to make that other trailer. They just added those in. So that's a quick update on that. I'm just seeing of what it's like. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's you would think that there's a lot of drama onto this, but no. It's just like, what's it even going to happen? It's just a whole situation that I'm trying to look at it. I'm just like, what is even going to happen?
Mm. I mean, it's like a lot of games that exist nowadays where it will either take years to release outside of what it was said outside of when they said it was going to release, and when it does come out it will be extremely disappointing, or it'll come out here soon and probably won't live up. I don't know how hyped up the game was. I have, like I
It was
said,
pretty hyped up like the last few years, and then I
see,
don't.
I've never even heard of it, so I don't think it was as hyped up as it could have been.
Yeah,
Um, so I feel like it'll come out. You'll have the handful of people that are like, "Oh, this is a good game." You'll have the other handful of people like me that didn't know it even existed until it comes out, and then it'll be like, "Oh, this is all right." And then you'll have the other handful that think it's terrible, and then the people that hate it just because it took so long to come out.
I feel like people think it's like the next big thing because it's in a city, and you know how the Daisy mods are like in an open field, and like you got like a little bit of a city or airfield or whatever. But this one's like a straight up city
Oh
area.
no.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's I don't know. But speaking of other video games too, a YouTuber Chad Tronic announced his new video game called Poglings. It's hilarious because it has the word "pog" in it.
That it.
That well, his Kickstarter's about to come out for it, and it's got some potential into it, but it looks pretty good. It just so happens to sound like Logan Paul's. You know how you would have to trade and hatch.
Oh,
And then he's
the
like
NFT egg thing.
he says it said there just so happens to be a weird coincidence, but he's been working on this game for like 5 years, and the whole and so he had to make a disclaimer. He said this is not an NFT thing; it's a real video game. It looks cute and stuff, but you can wishlist it on Steam, and he does have a Kickstarter coming up, and he does have also it's going to be on a Switch as well.
Hmm.
So
Alrighty then.
yeah. Also, GoldenEye 007 came out on Xbox Game Pass and Switch as well.
Nice.
I'm going to download it on Switch.
I watched a man review this once, a very long time ago.
Was it me? I don't think
No,
so.
it was actually when I started my YouTube channel when I was very small, like under 20 subscribers, and at that point in time, I was better at making connections and networking with other small YouTubers. And at that time, this guy, that's what he did, is he reviewed a lot of older games, and he had like 100 subscribers. So I was like, wow, this is a man. This is the guy, and he got pretty good views for his size at that time. Um, I wish I had stayed better in contact with him, but I kind of lost a lot of my contacts with my old YouTube friends, I guess I should say. And about last year, I kind of went back through and was trying to see who was still around, and it's kind of sad. Pretty much there's only about two YouTubers out of, I would say, like the 20 that I knew that are still making videos, and it's kind of sad, kind of sad.
There's a another guy that I used to watch. It's crazy to think that like game reviewers
Mm-hmm.
had funding back in like early '90s or like late '90s,
Yeah.
probably like in the 2000s area, where the internet was still, I guess you'd say, new quotations, even though it's been out, a long time. Uh, but it was a gaming channel called Classic Gamer, and he would also review like classic games and stuff, and then but I would watch him a lot too. But he would the only reason that I fell in love with him is because he would I was looking into a game of buying a PS2 game. It's called Time Splitters Future Perfect, and he had the review up for it,
Oh
and
yeah.
I fell in love with all of his content. I would watch him religiously. Now I don't. Now he makes comic books now, so he's a pretty good
Hmm.
artist actually. He's but Yeah, he's just. I still see him on Instagram from time to time, but I feel sad because he was like a really big popular thing. You know, he was like, and
Yeah.
then now it's just like his views like only get like probably like 13K now.
I mean, that's still good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean,
I
but
mean,
it's
I
just
wish I
like,
got 13K.
but like his
I wish
like,
BlubHub got 13K. We get 13.
but
No, we get more than 13,
yeah, our last video did our last podcast, which I appreciated. Got us about at least 100 views. So
which is awesome.
yeah, so but yeah, it was a pretty nice trip to memory lane.
Gotta pour one out for all the YouTubers that have come and gone.
Exactly. But but yeah.
All right, what else we got? Come on, you got this,
Uh
buddy. I can feel the gears turning.
yeah, to hear about Netflix though.
Uh, I have seen pretty much all of that, considering like the stuff that just recently like popped
Okay,
up on
we
Twitter.
could we could talk about the whole what needs to happen.
All right. Well, first of all, to give an explanation, some new rules and guidelines popped up on Netflix's website. Apparently, uh, there were kind of leaked because they're not actually rolling out yet, and apparently it didn't. It wasn't. Those rules weren't even supposed to apply to everyone. They were only supposed to apply to a certain group of people.
Whoa.
But because of the way it leaked or got posted, it made it seem like it was going to apply to everyone. So you got to kind of take it with, is this the future of what is going to happen? Part of me thinks they leaked it just to see what the reaction was going to be before they did it.
Yeah, because they gave it to a guy who is a what do you
Yeah.
call it, a journalist,
Yeah.
and he leaked it.
But I do have to say this: they've deleted it. They've deleted it and said that that wasn't supposed to. So it's not happening. It's not happening yet. But I do think this was like their test just to see what the general populace's response to it was going to be and to see if it was going to be as negative as it was. So if you don't know what it was basically a crackdown on password sharing, saying, yeah, hey, you only get basically an account per Wi Fi. Like they're
Yeah,
saying per household, but per Wi-Fi that you have, you can have an account. And if you try and go on vacation and want to use it in your hotel, you can set up a temporary account type thing that's connected to yours, so you can use it outside of your main house.
yeah, you'd have to
And
call them. They give you a
yeah,
7 day pass.
yeah, and then after the 7 days, you're screwed. You don't get it. So, I feel that mostly sucks for like really rich people that have like multiple houses and are on vacations all the time, like
Yeah,
actors and whatnot, because that just means they just don't get Netflix.
yep,
They just don't get Netflix at all. Makes me wonder how it works on your phone. Like
right.
if you're not connected to Wi-Fi on your phone and you're just going off of like your data, how's that work with Netflix? But either way, that's what it was. Is they were just trying to crack down on the password sharing and basically saying, hey, everyone has to have their own account. There's also the Netflix with ads that they were showing, which if I remember the price, it was like $6 with ads for one device, two device. No, like what was it? One device, no ads is $10. $15 is two devices with no ads, and $20 is four devices with no ads. And of course, that doesn't mean all around. That means four devices in one house. So
Yep.
four rooms, four TVs. That's what you get.
The one thing in my head I just don't understand is like about the whole like why would you still get something with ads?
I don't know.
Like you would think that
I
like the
just think that
ads.
they're not going to go through with it. I really do believe that this was their test, that they're just going, oh, it got leaked. I think this was all just to see how bad it would affect them. And I feel like now they're going to try and come up with a different way to do things, because they basically, the public has basically come out and said, you do that, you're screwed.
Yep, and it's true. Like they're gonna lose so many so
Yeah, they're
people.
going to go downhill really fast, because I know I don't want to pay for Netflix. I know I'm watching The Walking Dead right now at work, but I'm not going to pay for Netflix. So if they crack down, and I'm sure my mom will lower to just paying for the one device, for her TV in at their house, and I'm not gonna pay for it. I already don't pay for like Disney Plus or anything like that. I don't really use streaming services. The only thing I really pay for is YouTube Premium.
Yeah, I mean, I got Paramount Plus, Peacock,
You have a lot more than I do. I
yeah,
don't. I
HBO.
have HBO because it comes with my phone.
Yeah, I
It's
got
with AT
that.
and T.
Hulu.
I don't have Hulu anymore. I got rid of that. Don't really use it.
I didn't say Paramount Plus, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you did anyway.
And yeah, I got Paramount Plus, Hulu, Peacock, obviously Netflix.
What about Disney Plus? You have Disney
Yeah, I
Plus.
got Disney Plus. Yeah, and yep. And then sorry about Netflix. I mean, you don't really have that much movies. I mean, some you do have some good shit,
Yeah, but I feel like
but
the good stuff that they put on there is only ever on there for like a week and then it's gone.
yeah, because like it's like I mean, well, I'm not talking about their original stuff. You know, like
Even their original stuff isn't like that's always I'd say like one out of every 12.
like you got Stranger Things, and then
But
you got
I personally didn't enjoy Stranger Things.
uh, you just destroyed our whole fandom now. Not really.
Yeah.
But I mean, Stranger Things is good. You know, obviously you got other things. You know, I mean, you got The Witcher. You know, they don't make terrible shit. Obviously,
Well,
Wednesday.
they do make some terrible shit.
I know Wednesday that got a season two, but
Again, I think it's one of those things where they tested this, they let it leak just to see people's reactions, just so they would know how screwed they would be if they tried going through with it. To which I think they're gonna rework it and try again. Because I really think they want to try and crack down on the password sharing. Because I think they're having the issue of where basically I feel like everyone that has Netflix, and the growth of the company is starting and pretty much probably has plateaued
yeah,
because they're not gaining anymore. Not really. So they're trying to figure out how to force more people to get it, and I feel like that will have an extreme adverse reaction, and it's very obviously shown that it will have an adverse reaction, and they're gonna lose a lot of subscribers, and I feel like they will become the blockbuster
yep.
in the Hollywood videos, and they're gonna tank themselves.
And yeah, I mean yeah, I mean like I said, they can fix themselves.
I feel like if they put in more effort to have some better stuff on their service, I feel like they would go up.
Yeah, I mean they're not terrible.
They used to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like they were the best. Did you ever have Netflix back when they would send you the CDs? Or
Yes.
not the CD, the DVDs?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad had that.
Me and we did at my house. It was always entertaining. All right, what do you guys want? All right, I want these. And they come in the mail and you get the little envelope and you watch your
Because I
movie.
remember there were like no late fees and everything else.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And then it was crazy like how Netflix like you can watch Netflix on your PS2. That's how crazy old it was.
Yeah,
Like
like it was
there's
kind of impressive. Like they were really up there, and how far they have fallen is truly sad.
like it's like crazy to think that yeah, you could watch it on your PS2 and it's weird to say that PS2, outlasted that whole like you legit got a disc for your PS2 and then you had to connect your PS2 on the internet and it's weird to say PS2 right now.
You keep saying it.
PS2. I don't know. It's
PS2.
just I think the PS2 is like probably like my favorite console because of how much it outlasts so much, and it's just like it's
One of my
crazy.
favorite consoles. The PC Master Race. Go computers.
The U.S. Army uses the PS2s before they upgraded their PS3s for a supercomputer. PS2, no, but yeah, it's just crazy about that whole thing. But
I'm not gonna lie, I do want like a. Wait, is Bloodborne? Did they make it for PC? Like, were they gonna port that over to PC at some point?
people's been saying I got trolled. I thought it was going to be on PC, but
Wow, you lied to me, didn't you?
yeah,
Because I really want to play that.
me too.
Like, I want a PlayStation just to play that, but I can't justify paying that much for one game.
Yep, that is true. But
Buying PlayStation, man.
yeah, I think I want to because I do wanted to
Yeah.
play like Uncharted and stuff, and then Last of Us.
I'm
Because
not gonna lie. That was the main reason I liked the PS3 was for Last of Us.
I played Uncharted. I know that. I played Uncharted 1 and 2.
Now we went from talking about Netflix to talking about PlayStation.
But yes, PC Master Race already. So, but yeah.
Go PC. What else you got for me, buddy?
We can talk about how Mr. Beast is the Antichrist.
No, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Um,
So I
yeah,
don't.
he's the Antichrist, everyone.
Yeah, I don't
The
think we
world's
talked
coming
about that.
apart.
So
The
people.
trumpets are blowing and the horsemen are riding.
Okay, so a little bit of a backstory, not for the Mr. Beast part, but like what other YouTubers do or what other creators. Uh, so they would go. It's called a what is it called, a tourist sub, but there's a word for it. So basically, other creators would go to a impoverished area. They
Well, I
would
think this
show
is just something a lot of people do. Not even just like creators, but people just do it for these.
the
No, that
looks.
stays there now.
Yeah, yeah.
But they just do it to have people compliment them. It's like a,
But then they don't do anything.
yeah. Is all it is just content where they go to like a homeless man or like, hey, you want money? Look, I gave him money. I'm cool now.
Not only that, they're also comparing him to where other creators would just go and say, "What should we do about this?" Even though they have like millions of dollars. That's what they're also comparing him
Okay,
to.
see, I
Yeah,
don't
they're
pay attention too
yeah,
much of
that's what
that.
they're mainly telling him because in his current video he cured 1,000 people
Okay,
blindness.
because I think the wording of that is terrible. Because that sounds like he is like a wizard. To actually properly word it in a way that I feel like more people would understand, because it's trying to kill me, man. It's trying. You're leaning on it, aren't you?
No,
Lies,
I think it's because it's like heavy on one side.
lies, lies. Either way, he paid for the surgery to allow people to see, which the reaction to it has been, oh, he only did that for
Clout.
clout, views, clicks, things like that. To which I'm sure he spent more money on the video than the video made,
Yep.
because I feel like that was a very expensive video.
Not only that, he gave away Teslas. He also gave away $10,000.
Yeah, so I feel like he probably didn't make money off of that video or broke even. I don't see
I'm
him
pretty
making
sure he
money.
broke even because
But
I know for sure that he gave more to the hospital so they can give out more surgeries. So he
yeah,
just only cured the only first 1,000 people.
yeah. But
So
either way, that's what he did. He paid for a surgery. He is not a wizard, people. He is not a wizard. Uh, because I actually saw some people kind of confused about that on Twitter. So I like to believe everyone's smart, but some people get confused. Some people are a little confused.
the only thing that like it's like a weird difference between like us as the creator side and us for what other people think, like the non-creator side. Uh
The viewer and the creator.
yeah, so
Well,
they
at this point, I feel like everyone in the world is a creator of some degree.
yeah, so the YouTubers are only criticizing him about his thumbnail. Have you seen the thumbnail?
I mean, okay, hold on. I want to say this. I'm gonna say this, and I if the Unis Honest video still existed, I feel like if I remember what was said in it, Mr. Beast thumbnails aren't exactly the best. But if I remember how Markiplier said it, he has such a reputation, his thumbnails don't matter. And that's true. Mr. Beast, people are going to watch it just because of him. He doesn't need a clickable thumbnail at all. We need clickable thumbnails because we don't have that reputation. We have to put a lot of work into our thumbnail. This dude could literally, he could put a picture of a single onion and people would click on it and it have nothing to do with the video. That's the degree of Mr. Beast. So I'm kind of going, I don't even understand the bashing him on his thumbnail.
Well, I think it's because okay, so Mr. Beast is like also a critique in thumbnails as well. He gives
Maybe.
people advice, but if you see the thumbnail, he's like holding the blind person, and I don't really like how Mr. Beast's thumbnails look because they look like they sharpen him so much, where he looks like a plastic model of
Yeah.
Madame Tussauds wax
I will
figure.
also say this: I haven't seen Mr. Beast's thumbnails in a very long
Okay, well
time.
look up the blind one
Well, I'm
because
just gonna go to his channel.
okay, but everyone's critiquing him about how it looks, and then he leaves like a whole look. He leaves like a whole right side, and people are complaining about that
Really? I don't see
because
an issue with that.
Mr. Beast always talks about how it always use all the space, and everyone's like, "Come on, Mr. Beast, you said you said always use that empty space for something." Because every time people would always ask him for advice about how their thumbnail should look, and so he said to always utilize the space, always talk about whatever and the foreground is. Uh,
I know
for
I don't have the space to talk about Mr. Beast, and clearly he's far better at this than I, but I don't think that's necessarily good advice. And I say this not to like be rude, but I feel like if you tell people utilize all the space all the time, you can start getting overcrowded and very busy
well, what he
thumbnails.
means is like what
I
you're
know.
trying to show is like what's the
But like
point?
I mean like well I get that, but like I'll say for like this one over here I got hunted by the military. For me, like that does get the point across, but I would say that's borderline almost too much going on. And while I think something like, oh, would you swim with the sharks for $100,000? I feel like that is a usage for the whole area, but overall, there's not a lot going on. It is literally a shark and him. So I feel like that's not using up the whole thing, but still having enough going on to say the whole thing is filled. So I feel like you got to say it properly because there's a point where there's too much, like or heck, they survive 100 days in a circle. That's literally just him on the ground. Everything's used, but it's just him
Yeah,
on the ground. But there's not a crazy amount going on. So I feel like that whole sentence of use everything. Same with like the I survived 50 hours in Antarctica. Again, basically just like the circle video. It's him laying down with just a background. There's things going on in the background, but it's just a background. So I don't know. I feel like yeah, there was a better thumbnail he could do for the Thousand Blind
but
People, but I
everyone says
still
saying he should be like at least middled, so therefore you can have both of the spaces even out. Because
I
they were
don't
like
know.
because they're really talking about that whole
I
right
don't know.
side.
Heck, I think if you even dropped Mr. Beast, you would get a very standard thumbnail of center frame subject.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's his best thumbnail, but I don't think it's his worst thumbnail. I think it's kind of straightforward and to the point. And again, I don't think his thumbnails matter.
I don't know. I just know that he gives people advice about the thumbnails because he always.
I don't know. I don't I don't really know, and I also don't know if Mr. Beast thumbnails are exactly the world's greatest for small YouTubers like on our end, because like we don't have the production capabilities for even getting close to some of these thumbnails. Like we could probably recreate the 100 days in a circle. Um, I don't know how we would do a survived a plane crash, how that thumbnail, how we would be able to do that. Um,
Well, he does what I recently watched
Most
a
dangerous escape
documentary.
room we could do.
I watched his documentary, and so he was like talking about how he's still a YouTuber, and so people are always asking him, why don't you go up to 4K? He's like, well, because we're not shooting a movie.
Yeah.
Where so he still uses like camcorders and
See, I
shit.
bought a private island. That's a very simple thumbnail. I don't know. I feel like people back like I'm I'll say this. I'm not a big fan of Mr. Beast. Not like I don't like him, but I don't watch his content. I know what he does because he's so big on the internet, but I'm not Mr. Beast, I'm sorry. I'm not subscribed to you. I don't feel like I'm part
Dang,
of his target audience. I don't feel like his content is what I generally watch. So
I watch him a lot,
I know you do.
but yeah.
You're the only reason I've seen any of Mr. Beast's videos. I've seen clips and portions of other people talking about him, but ultimately, I think reputation alone carries his videos, not his thumbnails. I feel like some I feel like some of his thumbnails are hit or miss.
I guess I should follow the Mr. Beast model. I mean, the shorter the video, the whole thing,
I
because he
went
does
back
talk
to Boy
about that.
Scouts for a day. Honestly, I don't think that's a good thumbnail. Again, again, I will say this because I know there's the fans out there. I know my thumbnails aren't good. I know my thumbnails are not as good as his. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, I don't think his thumbnails are bad. I
We
don't
had a
think that.
video about our thumbnails. If you want to check out what our
Yeah,
best
and
thumbnail
here's the.
is,
I disagree. I watched that video recently. I don't even like my thumbnails in that video anymore. My thumbnails are constantly changing. I feel like my video, or like every good content creator, I'm constantly trying to improve. And heck, even recently, I looked back at my thumbnails from like a month ago, and I was like, these are shit. The fuck was I drinking when I made these? So
we
I've
should do
kind
a
of
part two of that then.
yeah. Well, I mean, heck, look at my last two thumbnails. I think those are immediately my top two, just because I've been trying to improve on them. So I
Yeah,
know I'm not there yet, but I feel like I know enough of the idea of how thumbnails should work to be able to say that that one's okay. His thousand line pureness is okay. It's not an amazing thumbnail, but it's not a bad thumbnail.
all the YouTubers are just bashing it because it's like, come on, you used to be better.
Basically, I'm on your side, Mr. Beast. I'm with you. I think you did fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible either, but at the same time, I just know that people are like, oh, he's the Antichrist and all this and
Well,
stuff.
and also, aside from that, we'll get back to the blind thing. It sucks that it takes a content creator to have to help people that had curable conditions,
Yeah,
because that shouldn't happen. If we should be able to cure or help someone that has a life-changing disability, it should just be done. It should That's just how it should be.
yeah, that's
But
why,
it took, and I don't care if he did it for the clicks, whatever. He helped 1,000 people that no one else was helping, which
exactly.
for any reason at all still makes him a better person.
Yeah.
So
And then
that's
people don't realize that, hey, without those clicks, he can't make videos like these.
yeah, that's
We say
that's not
clicks like an old person.
yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is I don't really care why he did it, whether it was for the clout, which I don't think he's Mr. Beast. He's the most popular person on YouTube.
I mean, he still has morals and standards. I mean,
Yeah,
when he was delivering toys all around the world, he
yeah,
didn't show the kid's reaction. He still. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's not what I mean. I'm going. If you're doing something that no one else is
well, I'm
doing,
like,
can
what
people
I'm
even?
saying is
I,
like,
I,
he does have.
I know you're saying he has moral. I'm just saying this is me bashing like other people. I think Mr. Beast was in the right. I'm just saying I don't care if he did do it for clicks. He did the right thing when other people weren't.
But then people are like, oh, you don't need a camera to show it off. I'm like,
Yeah,
but you also need money.
yeah, I get that. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it matters. Your argument of he did it for clicks, throw it out, throw it out. It's pointless. He still did something that other people weren't doing, and it shouldn't even have fallen onto him to have to do this. This is something that, as a society in itself, we should have been doing it as a collective to help these people.
You want to know something though? Facebook. If you want to read hate comments on Facebook, even if it's like something legit, like crazy Russian hacker is on Facebook and he shows off gadgets. People rip into him, and he's not even doing much. All he is like, check out this
Yeah. Well,
nutcracker.
the internet in itself.
Oh, but like Facebook comments are like the worst. Like you even
Yeah.
have a picture of a
But
dog.
I'm just
But I will
saying.
say this: the Facebook comments on the Mr. Beast video were all nice, and I was like, wow.
Again, all I have to say is just the internet in itself. You'll run into a lot of people that will hate on you just to hate on you.
I just find out like really weird that I was like, man, at least Facebook was like agreeing with Mr. Beast about the 10,000
Okay,
blindness cure.
that's my thing. Is look, he shouldn't have had to, but he did, and that's a good thing. It is a good thing that he did that. And here's the thing: I'm sure that he helped other people outside of the video too.
Yeah, I mean, he just gives away money.
Mr. Beast, please. Can I have $2?
Yeah.
Just $2. Mostly just so I can say Mr. Beast gave me $2. That's it. Oh, hey, my mom is calling me.
Oh.
Sorry, Mom. I'll answer you in a second.
So, but yeah, the whole situation is like really weird and dumb, and I don't understand people sometimes.
Neither
Like,
do I.
they're like, it's supposed to be like this, but not really like this. But
Oh, actually, I do need to get over to my house. I do
oh
actually
damn,
have to do stuff with him. That's why I came over at 3. It's 5:30 now.
oh is it?
Yeah.
Hey, I also do have to leave soon.
Yeah.
But
Either way, stop bashing on Mr. Beast for this one. Yeah, his thumbnail isn't amazing, but it's Mr. Beast. He doesn't need a good thumbnail. And stop bashing on him for helping people when no one else was. It's better than what everyone else was doing.
exactly.
So,
What are you doing
well,
exactly? Me?
I get it. He has the money to do it, and not everyone has the money to do it. So,
When I have the money to do it, I'll do it. I mean, I've donated to charity before.
yeah,
It was her name at a strip club.
that's it. If we get to like, I don't know, how much money we would be making at a certain point. If we get to 100,000 subscribers, if we have the money for it, we will help someone cure their blindness. There we go.
Hell, Markiplier used to do charity streams. He still does give away to
Well, he
charity.
still gives away large portions of it. He just doesn't do charity streams anymore. He just gives his money to
Yeah,
charity.
and he's still making so much.
Well, heck, he's talked about how much he makes, which is
Yeah,
an absurd amount and kind of amazing. But good on him considering how he grew up. Well, put in the work for it. All right, I think we've run dry of topics, and both of us are on a time crunch. Closer.
Thank you for liking and commenting on this episode. I don't know why I said episode on this podcast.
We
This
love you.
video. Yeah, I'm still a little bit out of it, but hey,
He's not
uh,
quite here.
we're doing something about it. If we get 50 likes or even 100 likes,
I
we'll
know I
do
started
something.
making this promise. I don't know what this promise means.
I'm not even giving a promise. I just said we will do something.
It's a promise. That's a guarantee.
But we don't know what this promise is. So.
I don't know what this promise is.
You
We
see
are
how,
gonna do something.
You see how that apple looks like a butt? It looks like it's taking a shit.